Hi everyone, I'm Kia, and together with VisionQuest Sound, we're going to talk about creating authentic songs from the soul. I've been writing and performing for the past 10 years, and I absolutely love how it gives me completely freedom. It's a process and sometimes a battle, and I hope these following tips will help you out on being more confident in your writing and being able to dig down to the authentic you.
I don't have to strip my heart naked to find my bleeding stars. When I break the silence, you'll hear the sirens, 'cause I know I'm worth it.
So here's my first tip. Ask yourself the question, who are you writing for? I'm sure a lot of you came across this. When you write for other people, it's somehow easier. I totally agree, but that doesn't mean that you can't do anything about it. There are a lot of different approaches to combating perfectionism and insecurities at certain moments. In the past couple of years, I've been doing a lot of research on combining neuro-linguistic programming with music to find some different approaches on desired and undesired behavior. Shift your perspective and try to put yourself into the position of writing for someone else, for example. Or shift completely as if you are the other person and you're writing with their experiences and with their emotions. Or try to be more conversational. What would you say if it was a person standing in front of you, having a one-on-one talk? My second tip is to find out what the starting point is. This could be different every time. For me, it also depends a little bit on what kind of song I'm writing. But sometimes you don't notice yet, so it gets a little blurry. Don't be afraid though, because this is the beauty of writing. This is the creative part. I always say everything starts with a thought, a fantasy, an idea. Think outside of the box. Sometimes it's just one word that comes to mind, but that one word creates a whole world. Make a mind map and go play around with it. Or you have this amazing hook melody that pops in your head when you're in bed at 3:30 in the morning and you just need to record quickly on your voice memo. Or maybe you have such strong feelings about something and that you just need to get off of your chest. Write it all down, because here's your dose of inspiration given to you on a silver platter. And this gets me to my third tip. Let it flow. Sometimes words, melodies, or chords, they come to us and it seems like out of the blue. That's the moment to let your music flow and let it write itself. Most of the time, we don't even realize when we're in a flow. It's when time passes by and all of a sudden you realize the song is done. How great is that? Tip number 4, metaphors versus conversation. Most of you that know me or my music know that I have a love for metaphors. I believe metaphors are a great creative way to strongly say something without actually saying it. And don't get me wrong, I don't mean this in a passive-aggressive kind of way. In my opinion, it symbolizes something other than a direct conversational talk. But there is a fine line when using metaphors. My tip, don't overdo it. Conversational talk is something that people can easily relate to, so make sure to find the right balance into your songs. And then my final tip is to own it. During the days at my conservatory, there were a lot of misconceptions about writing, such as, if you're a singer, you need to write all your own stuff. Hey, it's absolutely cool if you can and choose to do so. But if you look back in history, this wasn't a thing. There were actually 2 separate jobs, the songwriter and the singer. So never get discouraged by stubborn, inexperienced musicians saying something like this. I have written songs by myself, but I truly prefer to work with different writers and get their creative input on it. Different producers create different productions and fresh new sounds. But the importance of it all is to own your songs. And with that, I mean being confident in the end phase of the piece of art you've just created, hopefully for the rest of the world to hear. So those were my 5 tips on soul writing. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of VisionQuest Sound podcast. Again, my name is Kia, and you can find me on the VisionQuest Sound artist page, where you'll also see links to my Instagram, Facebook, and my music. Heads up for April 28th, as I'm releasing the song that you've been hearing throughout this episode. I wish you a wonderful week.
I can handle all of my bruises.